The Arctic is a polar region located in the northernmost part of planet Earth. It consists of the Arctic Ocean, adjacent seas, and parts of Alaska, Canada, Finland, Greenland, Iceland, Norway, Russia, and Sweden. Land within the Arctic region has seasonally varying snow and ice cover, with predominantly treeless permafrost containing tundra. But in spite of these harsh conditions, quite a number of creatures, which have adequately adapted, can be found in the Arctic. These include marine mammals like seals, and of course, the polar bear. The polar bear is a hyper-carnivorous creature that lives within the Arctic Circle. They are the largest bear species, as well as the largest land carnivore in the world. Polar bears are one of the most formidable animal species in the world. They stand alone at the top of the food chain. Although they typically eat seals, they can content themselves with marine birds, fish, and even humans. Size and weight. Polar bears are the largest land carnivores in the world. These creatures tend to average weights of 770 pounds to 1,500 pounds. That's 1.5 times as heavy as a grand piano. Females are half the size of males. However, females tend to gain a lot of weight when they are pregnant. When baby polar bears are born, they weigh about 400 pounds. Location. The polar bear's range lies largely within the Arctic Circle, encompassing the Arctic Ocean, its surrounding seas, and surrounding landmasses. Even though it is formally categorized as a marine mammal, it is the only living member of this group with powerful large limbs and feet that allow them to cover miles on foot and run on land. In addition to the Arctic Circle, they can sometimes be found in countries such as Newfoundland, Greenland, Russia, Alaska, and Denmark. Population. There are 19 discrete subpopulations of polar bears on Earth. As of 2017, one of these subpopulations is in decline, 2 are increasing, 7 are stable, and 9 have insufficient data. Putting a number to these estimates, between 22,000 and 31,000 polar bears exist on Earth today. Polar bears need to stay near water to survive, but sometimes they go inland for miles and miles. About 100 polar bears are hunted and killed worldwide every year. They are mostly hunted for sport, although sometimes polar bear hunting is done for safety. Dieting. Polar bears are hyper-carnivores and eat mostly ringed and bearded seals. They can also eat Arctic foxes and fish too. Polar bears can eat between 10 to 20% of their body weight at a time. Since these creatures tend to average weights of 770 pounds to 1,500 pounds, they need at least 4.4 pounds of fat to survive every day. A ringed seal weighing 121 pounds could provide up to 8 days of energy for a polar bear. Polar bears tend to migrate large distances in search of food. As the seasons change and the ice melts, they will migrate within their individual home range. This will often range between 50,000 square miles to 135,000 square miles. That's about half the area of the state of Texas. They typically do this because their main source of food, seals, migrate first in response to weather changes. Bears then migrate in pursuit of them. Life cycle. Polar bears rarely live beyond 25 years. The oldest wild and captive polar bears on record died at 32 years and 43 years respectively. They typically die when they become too old and sluggish to hunt. Since they are mammals, they take care of their young. Pregnant females eat large amounts of food, gaining at least 440 pounds, and often more than doubling their body weight. Other species of bears, such as brown bears and grizzly bears, are infamous for hibernating. During hibernation, these animals enter periods of deep sleep so as to survive adverse environmental conditions such as cold or the lack of prey. Polar bears do not have the ability to hibernate, unlike their counterparts. Only pregnant polar bears have the ability to do so. Pregnant polar bears must hibernate in order to ensure that gestation goes according to plan. However, other polar bears just have to hunt through the cold. Why are they dangerous? Polar bears are extremely formidable predators. They make use of their sharp teeth and sharp claws to get the job done. Their claws can grow as long as 4 inches. They have powerful jaws which can generate a bite force of 1200 psi. Their bites are well adapted for dealing with prey with thick hides or heavy feathers. They are said to be the only mammal that actively hunts humans. They have a total of 42 teeth in their gaping mouths. Polar bears can swim at average speeds of 6 miles per hour. They also run at speeds of 25 miles per hour. In both instances, they can outpace humans. Also, since they hunt in cold environments, they don't have to worry about overheating while chasing prey. Special abilities. The polar bear has many special adaptations. For one, they are marine mammals and can survive both in water and on land. Since they do a fair amount of hunting underwater, they are great divers. They can dive up to 15 feet beneath the surface of the water. This is facilitated by their ability to hold their breath for up to 2 minutes while underwater. Although these creatures have no natural predators in terrestrial environments, the story changes when they persist underwater. There are many creatures underwater which may well kill them if they stay too long. In addition to this, their sense of smell is fantastic. They can detect prey up to 1 mile away. They can also detect prey buried up to beneath snow. They use this skill to detect seals who resurface to breathe through holes in the ground. When these seals come up, they just may find a pair of gaping jaws waiting for them. Their hearing is as good as a human's, and they can see long distances pretty well. Attacks and encounters. Number 3. Hunting party being attacked. On the 29th of August 2018, a hunting party consisting of 3 individuals went on a trip to northern Canada in search of narwhals and reindeer. However, before they found their prey, they quickly turned from predators to prey. A mother bear and her cub found their party and started to attack them. Since the hunting party had guns, they managed to gun down the mother bear and the cub too. But before they could, the 2 polar bears managed to maul one of them to death. The victim was 33-year-old Daryl Konak. The hunters were trapped in the hunting location since their boat was damaged. They survived the cold by huddling together with the corpse of the dead hunter. Eventually, a rescue party found them and rescued them before more polar bears could attack them. Number 2. Nunavut attack. On August 11, 2021, 3 individuals were attacked by a polar bear in Nunavut, Canada. The attack happened in a town known as Sanarajak with a population of 800 people. 3 victims had been hanging out in their cabin when the polar bear wandered out of the sea in search of food and found them. Although the polar bear managed to damage all 3 of them heavily, it was eventually killed. The victims were then airlifted to a hospital where their wounds were treated without any complications. Number 1. Aaron Gibbons. On July 4, 2018, a man known as Aaron Gibbons was killed by a polar bear while protecting his 3 children. He was 31 years old at the time. This incident also happened in Nunavut, a hot spot for polar bear attacks. The encounter happened on Sentry Island, a popular fishing and hunting spot. Gibbons was with his 3 children when the polar bear showed up and targeted them. Although he had no weapons, he stood his ground, preventing the bear from getting to his children. It eventually gave up and went for him instead. Although he lost his life, he stalled enough for another adult to show up and shoot the bear dead. He died a hero. What do you like best about polar bears?